right, welcome back, and thank you so much indeed for staying with Morning Live on this Wednesday morning. Yes, that's the 27th of September. Well, we're still coming to you live from Nkambeni Safari Camp. We are very close to the Kruger National Park for the World Tourism Day. We've had a conversation with the Minister and the Deputy Minister of the Department of Tourism. But what I can tell you, we are in Mpumalanga, and we were hoping Ugutilanga would be out as it is now, but it's very cloudy. It was raining last night. It was windy, but tourists in their large numbers are already out, of course, taking their view on the Big Five, as you might have seen on the screen earlier on. But with me now is CEO of South African Tourism, Sisa Ntshona. Baba Ntshona, good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us here on Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you for having me over.
Thank you so much indeed. Let's talk about marketing tourism, be it here at home and international. And I was looking at the numbers that domestic tourism is in decline.
Yeah, let me start with the international side. You know, there's a global traveling pool of tourists of 1.2 billion people around the world. And at the moment, in South Africa, we're sitting at 10 million international tourists. That's less than 1% of the total global market share. So we really want to start to raise our game and start to get higher market share on the international side. And then on the domestic side, you are right. You know, if you look at the 2016 financial year, tough economic times, people had to make really choices. I always say we fight for wallet and for share of wallet. And however, the picture is changing within 2017. We've launched a campaign called We Do Tourism, and it's all about, you know, bringing South Africans to understand that the more we do tourism, the better the sector does, the better the economy does of this country as well. And I want to lay claim to part of the contribution towards getting out of the recession. You know, if you see the sector that led us out of there was agriculture. Well, tourists, we consume, we actually start to bring demand in that space, and hence some of those figures are better. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about the private sector. I know the Minister touched a little on this one earlier here on the show. How is it contributing towards, of course, the growth of tourism itself, and how are you ensuring that indeed the private sector also comes on board?
Well, private sector follows opportunity, and I think once there is ample opportunity, the private sector does crowd in. So a lot of the space is actually driven by the private sector itself. We create the enabling environment, we create the demand as well, we drive the traffic into those spaces, but everything from the tour operator to the lodge to everything else basically is run by the private sector. What we want to see, however, is that we want to invite new players in who come with new and different experiences, so that there's a bigger bouquet of things to do, basically, and starts to talk to the different markets. You know, we're in a nice camp at the moment, but camping's not for everyone. So if you're not into camping, what are you into, and how does the private sector start to fill those gaps and make sure you get something that talks to you?
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that for now, but thank you so much for coming. So are you a camping person yourself?
I slept here last night.
I know you slept here last night. And I'm not going to say anything about that, but we all had a beautiful night's sleep. Thank you so much, Baba Ntshona. We appreciate it a lot.
Yes, thanks for having me over.
All right, well, there you have it. Sisa Ntshona is the CEO of SA Tourism, talking to us about how the private sector contributes towards the growth of this industry itself. Well, it's let me take you back to our studios in Johannesburg, not here in Gauteng, but like in Johannesburg. That is where Valen is standing by.